Watch and burn.
Hey everyone, so tonight I want to discuss Lars von Trier's Melancholia. This film stars Kirsten Dunst, Udo Kier's in this, Alexander Skarsgård I think is in this too, Kiefer Sutherland, John Hurt pops up, Kirsten Dunst, Kiefer Sutherland, Udo Kier. Yeah, I think so. I think there's a couple Skarsgårds in this actually. And what this movie is about is a planet-killing planet called Unicron. And, no, fuck Unicron. I don't know why I said Unicron. That is the stupidest, lamest joke ever. The planet is being referred to in the popular media and everybody as Melancholia because this is the planet that is slowly moving towards Earth, and it's like 100 times the size of Earth, and it's just going to steamroll through Earth and just reduce it to dust. So everybody knows that these are truly the last days. And the movie kicks off with Kirsten Dunst, who seems to be suffering from heavy bouts of, it seems like, manic depression. She is getting married, and at the start she's very happy, but then like very quickly she becomes very unhappy, and she becomes like a whole other person. And all the while, Kiefer Sutherland, he's sort of like, he's the film's moral center to a point where he's trying to keep everyone's spirits up. He's saying how Melancholia, it isn't coming, it just may look like that now, it's actually passing the Earth by. And he's attempting, I mean, I wouldn't say he's attempting, it seems like he's at the very least convinced himself that this is true, that this Melancholia, this planet-destroying planet, isn't going to cross paths with Earth. It's going to kind of overshoot us and everything's going to be fine. And of course, as anybody who's seen the movie knows, that's not the case. Melancholia comes for us and it completely destroys us. I will argue though, that if that's the way it has to be, that does look fairly quick. At the end, Charlotte Gainsbourg, that's who else is in this. Of course, it's a fucking Lars von Trier. Why didn't Charlotte Gainsbourg, she's in this as well. And at the end, if I'm not mistaken, it's Kirsten Dunst, Charlotte Gainsbourg, and the kids there. Can't remember the kid's name. And Melancholia is actually like hitting the Earth, and it's reducing everything to rubble as it's pushing through. And on one hand, that would be really terrifying, but I will argue back that if you gotta go, you know, I mean, people always say, oh, take a thing of pills, you know, shoot yourself or whatever, but there's really no guarantees. You could just tank your liver and be on a dialysis machine for the rest of your life. Or the gun could only blow part of your head off and you could live through that and have to deal with that. But with this planet kind of pushing through everything and destroying everything in its path, like literally, like physically destroying everything, it did seem like it would be fairly quick, because when it comes for them at the end, I don't know, I always felt like that's a pretty good way to go. Oh, I don't know, maybe I'm trying too desperately to be positive in light of something so completely negative, but it didn't look that bad. And I also really liked the setting. I liked how there was everybody here had money, and I liked how it was played off like, despite their wealth and their really, really good fortune, it didn't matter at the end of the day, because they were going to be crushed by Melancholia, just like all the poor people inevitably were going to be crushed by Melancholia. The only scene I really found strange is when you see Kirsten Dunst lying naked out in the moonlight. I didn't get that. Seeing Kirsten Dunst naked, I mean, there are worse things in life, but still, on one hand, I really liked it, but on the other, I didn't really understand the purpose behind it. And I know that Lars von Trier, he isn't really into just taking the chick's clothes off for the sake of getting to see her naked. Everything he does has reason and purpose behind it. I don't know what the purpose of that was, but it wasn't really a bad thing. I really like too how when it is solidified that Melancholia is in fact coming for Earth and it's going to wipe Earth out, that Kiefer Sutherland decides to stop being the positive moral center and he disappears. And they're looking for him, and eventually they find him, if I'm not mistaken, in the stables where he has chosen to commit suicide. So much for being all like stoic and everything, right? You're like, it's okay, don't worry, trust me, I know. And then once he was like, oh fuck, this thing's for real, he takes off and kills himself somewhere. So, well, maybe I shouldn't have found that funny. But I did find it funny because I love it when those characters, when, like I said, those more like stoic characters, the people who are trying to hold everyone around them together, how they're just as weak and just as lost as everyone else, and how that is made so blatantly obvious here by his choosing to commit suicide when it looks like Melancholia is on a complete destructive path with Earth. I can't talk. I don't know what happened to me. A few days ago, I lost the power of speech, and I've sort of been fumbling through every conversation I've had with the camera, because I don't fucking talk to anybody. I tell you something, I'm going crazy. I'm not kidding, I'm going fucking nuts. It's been like a year and a half of this, and I don't know how much more I can take. Now, I'm not suicidal and I'm not homicidal, so unfortunately that probably means I'm going to have to take a lot more if that's what fate has in store for me. But fuck, man. I need to have some fun before I die inside. And it's not like I'm getting any younger either. You know what, maybe Melancholia could come and actually, no, I don't mean that. Yes, I do, actually. Yeah, Melancholia should come and wipe the Earth out. Let us all just start fresh. Let our fibers and all our beings float off into the cosmos and see what happens. No, fuck, that doesn't make sense. No, you don't want that to happen. There's a lot of people that still want to live. That's not fair. I shouldn't have said that. I hope Melancholia never comes. But I'm glad that the movie Melancholia came, because I love Lars von Trier, and I know that this was part of his depression trilogy that he was suffering under himself. There's this, Nymphomaniac, and I believe the first part was Antichrist. The Antichrist, Melancholia, and Nymphomaniac make up his depression trilogy. So this is right in the middle, and I get it, because yet there is yet another character suffering under some debilitating form of mental illness by way of Kirsten Dunst's seemingly manic depressive episodes that she's having. I don't really know much myself. I've never been depressed, but I've known people who were, and I know that out of nowhere, all of a sudden they just switch and it's just turned on and they're like a completely different person. And that's an incredibly tragic thing to have to be navigating your way through. But yeah, so it's been, oh fuck, I've been rambling for like 7.5 minutes. I'm so sorry about that. So thank you so much for hanging out with me for 7.5 minutes while I discussed Lars von Trier's Melancholia, starring Kirsten Dunst, Charlotte Gainsbourg, and Kiefer Sutherland, Udo Kier, and a couple Skarsgårds. If you liked this review or discussion or whatever the hell it was, don't forget to do something nice for somebody, but I'm going to go before it's almost 8 minutes. Have a good night. I just wanted to say thank you for making it through the entire video. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to remind everyone one more time, even though I've probably already done this in the video that you just watched, to please click the like button as well as the subscribe button, because it helps this channel grow. And thank you for hitting like and subscribe, and we will see you guys really soon.